The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. On that button. Happy Tuesday, everybody. My name is Ron Chuckett. Welcome to the program for this 14th day of June. It's Flag Day, 2022. Then today, we go back to Sunday, August 4th, because I never did tape that extra game, and so you're going to get it live and in stereo next. Between the Boston Red Sox and the Kansas City Royals from Royals Stadium in Independence, Missouri. Both teams are in first place in their respective divisions as we get to the week where baseball went on strike. In fact, I think tomorrow we actually will carry a Red Sox doubleheader after the strike. I believe the strike was Tuesday and Wednesday, and we played baseball on Thursday. So a few games missed here or there. As we get to the impromptu two-day break, the Red Sox are 60-43. The Royals are 58-43. The Royals have a rather sizable lead in the American League West over the Angels and the A's, while the Red Sox and Blue Jays are locked in the Battle Royale at 60-43. They are both tied for first place. So this is game number 104 for the Red Sox and 102 for the Royals. Should be a good one. A hot, sticky day on the turf in Independence, Missouri. Charlie Leibrandt versus Oil Can Boyd. It's live. It's yours. It's next. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1985. Today, from Independence, Missouri, it is the American League West leading Kansas City Royals versus the American League East co-leaders, the Boston Red Sox. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or in wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And I believe Mr. Gardner actually has done a PowerPoint for his 1969-70 Stanley Cup final, won by, so you'll have to figure it out who. So, it'll be the Royals and the Red Sox, 84 degrees, a hot, sticky, windless day along the plains of Missouri. Charlie Leibrandt, who is 12-9 with a 3.55 ERA, coming in making his 22nd start of the year. He's 29 years old, a fastball pitcher, 86, and a ground ball pitcher making his third start against the Red Sox. 14 2/3 innings, 17 hits, 11 runs, 8 earned. He walked 5 and struck out 9. He is 1-1 with a 4.91 ERA. How you doing, smart Steeler fan? Leibrandt making his first start in August. He last pitched on July 30th. A 3-0 loss to the Tigers. 7 2/3, 137 pitches, 8 hits, 3 runs, all earned. Did not allow a homer, walked 2, and struck out 3. He does have 2 shutouts, by the way, sandwiched around a Christmas tree shellacking by the White Sox on May 30th. So he 4 hit the Shy Sox on May 25th, and 5 hit the Brewers on June 4th, my mommy's birthday. Overall, Leibrandt 157 innings, 156 hits, 69 runs, 62 earned, 10 homers. How you doing, Tribe fan? 49 walks and 85 strikeouts. As per tradition, I'm doing the Red Sox, who surprisingly are in first place without my help. Dwight Evans leads off in right field for Boston. Wade Boggs will bat second and play third. Bill Buckner at first bats third. Jim Rice cleans up and left. Oh, I saw that, Tim. Poor Tribe fan. Apparently they had a major windstorm roll through northern Ohio last night. We did not get it, by the way. And it apparently created some havoc. And apparently Tim does not need to go to the insurance man to fix his car. Tony Armas, the DH, will bat fifth. There's just no good segue after that. Rich Gedman behind the plate will go sixth. Marty Barrett at second will bat seventh. Steve Lyons in center will bat eighth. And Jackie Gutierrez in short will bat ninth. Oil Can Boyd should throw about 130 pitches. Hopefully there wasn't a lot of damage in your neighborhood, Tim, outside of that tree, and I'm glad it missed the house and you guys and the car. Lonnie Smith is a 4 and a 5 and left as we set the Kansas City defense. Willie Wilson an 8 and an 8 in center. Pat Sheridan is a 5 and a 5 and right. George Brent a 7 at third. Onyx Concepcion an 8 at short. Frank White an 8 at second. Steve Balbonio a 5 at first. Jim Sundberg back behind the plate. He's an 8 and a 9. And Lee Brand a 7 on the mound with a .986 fielding percentage. And yes, this may very well be a preview of the American League Championship Series. Dewey steps in at 247, 18 homers and 63 RBI. Lee Brandt from the line starts this one with a fly ball to right center. Wilson will make the catch, 1 out. We don't get a lot of those big gusty windstorms here in Vermont, quite simply because they work themselves from west to east. And wow, it's Todd B and Tribe fan at the same time. And we have mountains that break it up. We're not on the same plane as western New York or northern Ohio or southern Ontario. The mountains will just break that stuff up, and it just makes it a lot harder for things to be sizable enough to do a tremendous amount of damage. Wade Boggs at 353, 8 homers. He's matched his real-life total, along with 3 triples, and 43 RBI. Todd's on vacation this week. Hopefully the grandkids are over. Charlie's pitches. There's a base hit in the left field. Lonnie Smith will cut it off. A mouthful, and Lonnie will bobble it. Does Boggs take the extra base? Yes, he does. So a single and an error. So Boggs on second, 1 out, as Lonnie played hot potato with it. It is 84 here at the stadium. Here is Buckner. Buckner at 310, 20 homers and 75 RBIs. You watch those Red Sox stats crawl on the left side of the screen. You can see they have already, why are they in first place? Well, they're overachieving on offense. Just high rain for Todd B. And Tribe Fan is on vacation starting at the end of the shift on Friday. You going anywhere? So Boggs on second. Lee Brandt pitches to Buckner. Bill hits a ground ball to third. Brett across the way for the out. So 2 out for Rice. Jim Ed at 270, 19 homers, and 75 RBI. Balmy 110 tomorrow, wherever Todd B is in Ohio, with a heat index. So at 110, you sit outside about 6 in the morning, and your turkey will be done sometime before the 1st of August. 2 out, runner on second for Rice. Lee Brandt delivers. Rice hits a ground ball past White. Wilson's got a good arm. Boggs is going to round third. They're going to run on Willie Wilson. Willie's throw to the plate is not in time, and the Red Sox are up 1-0. Concepcion should have had that. Should have cut that off. The throw at the plate was close. Bobby, how you doing? Here's Armas. Tony at 259, 16 homers, and 51 RBI. Tribe Fan not going far. So Bobby had a storm go through overnight Sunday night. Apparently we did too, but I didn't hear it. But I'm the further north than any of you guys that I know they're watching. Funny, you said turkey. Uh-oh. One of my jobs this week was building my smoker. Oh, congratulations. So thanks. Todd is hosting us all for Thanksgiving. You like smoked turkey? Pitch to Armas. Tony hits a fly ball to left. Smith coming in, and Lonnie will make the catch to retire the side. The error is costly as the Red Sox get a run on 2 hits, the 1 error, and they leave a runner on. Half an inning in the books, 1-0 Boston. Oh, a bolt of lightning hit the clock tower on the school where Bobby lives, about a 10-minute walk. So did it freeze at the particular time? So is it always like 12:26? Now your Hendricks cards can have a mesquite smell. Well, Todd, of course they can. That's better than just lighter fluid. Well, Cam Boyd is having a monster year. He's making his 24th start of the year. He is 14-5 with a 3.65 ERA. He is 26 years old. Fastball pitcher at 87. And a standard pitcher, making his third start against the Royals. He's got 2 complete games under his belt. 18 innings, 14 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned. Walked 2, struck out 11. 1-1 with a 2.50 ERA. He had won a whole run of starts until the last time out. The White Sox beat him on July 30th in a 7-4 loss. 8 1/3, 128 pitches, 12 hits. The White Sox Christmas treat him, all lit up for 7 runs, all earned, and 3 homers. He walked 3 and struck out 4. So overall, 194 2/3, 193 hits, 87 runs, 79 earned. He has given up 30. Holy Brad Radke, 30 homers. He has walked 48 while striking out 109. And the lineup heel face. Willie Wilson leads off in center field for Kansas City. Lonnie Smith in left will bat second. George Brett at third will bat third. Hal McRae cleans up as the DH. Frank White in second will bat fifth. Steve Balboni at first will go sixth. Pat Sheridan is in right, he'll bat seventh. Jim Sundberg behind the plate bats eighth. Onyx Concepcion at short will bat ninth, and Lee Brandt, who threw 18 pitches in his half of the first, should throw about 125. Picture on the news had the clock at 10 minutes of 3. There's a song about that somewhere. Steeler fan says 1.2 gigawatts. Great Scott! That's what I was laughing at. Defensively for the Red Sox, Rice a 5 and a 4 in left. Steve Lyons a 4 and a 3 in center as Armas is the DH. Evans a 7 and a 9 in right. Boggs a 5 at third. Gutierrez a 4 at short. Marty Barrett a 6 at second. Buckner a 5 at first. Gedman a 7 and a 7 behind the plate. And Boyd is a 7 on the mound with a .988 fielding percentage. Willie Wilson steps in with an 11-game hitting streak, .258, 4 homers, and 32 RBI. Hope and Lions, yeah, there's no freak show here on a Sunday afternoon for Psycho. Wilson chops this one over the mound. Barrett needs to hurry, throws to first, 1 out. So here's Lonnie Smith. Lonnie at 265, 5 triples, 2 homers, and 26 RBI. Into right field, in the corner. The crowd likes it. So does Dwight Evans, 2 out. And that brings up Brett George at 320, 21 homers rather, and 54 RBI. George had 30 homers in 85. Just scratch the head. Of course, in the other World Series year for Brett in the Royals, he was so nervous as he chased 400 that he had a case of hemorrhoids that lasted through the playoffs. Brett fists this one into right. Evans will corral it down in the corner or in the alley to retire the side. KC goes in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 1-0 Boston. So Gedman, Barrett, and Lyons to face the lefty Lee Brandt. Gedman normally does not play against lefties, but the Red Sox have him in the lineup. 294, 8 homers, and 48 RBI. Afternoon baseball today, tomorrow. Tomorrow's a doubleheader day because we're coming after the strike of 85. Pitch to Gedman. So 11:30 for that. Full count, fastball looking for strike 3. Here's Marty Barrett, 1 out. 268 for Marty, 2 homers and 28 RBI. In Todd B's best of replay. Brett is hitting .469 through the first quarter of the season, as the Royals are 28-14. Yep, and Brett is facing better pitching. I remember NBC moving some Saturday afternoon games around to get Brett on as much as possible. You know, and graphics were still relatively a new phenomenon on television, and so they'd flash his batting average if they cut to an at-bat. Yeah, I'm sure he was thrilled. Pitch to Marty. Barrett draws the walk. So Lee Brandt lost him on a 3-0 fastball that was nowhere near the strike zone. Here's Lyons. Steve at 230, 2 homers and 18 RBI. That's a long day for John tomorrow. We're going to try to bunt. Lyons squares. It's down. Lee Brandt goes to second to get Barrett. So we'll give you, and the throw to first is late, so Lyons is safe on the fielder's choice. I didn't give you Steve's numbers because I was going to bunt him. So the bunt does not work. Here's Gutierrez at 199. 3 triples, a homer, and 13 RBI. George's brother, Ken, and we're talking Brett here, saying that he was a better hitter. Wasn't Ken a high school quarterback as well? Ken was a very good athlete. Pitch to Jackie. There's a fly ball to right. Sheridan rides the Schwinn, coming in, makes a catch, and that will retire the side. Red Sox leave a runner on. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom 2, 1-0 Red Sox. All right. Todd B says, okay, here's one for you. If Brett is over 400 on the last day of a season in a replay, do you sit him or play him? You're talking one of my replays, was as played. McRae at 296, 13 homers, and 29 RBI. McRae lines that one past Barrett into center field for a single. Bobby says you don't play him. How you doing, D. Scott Howard? Frank White, 265, 17 homers, and 68 RBI. In an as played, I probably would play him. But the only way in an Action PC replay that I'd be playing the Royals if the game meant anything. So I might. Or give him his obligatory 1 at-bat. I mean, if he's at 400 on the number. But remember, Ted Williams was safely over 400 that last day of the 41 season and played the doubleheader. Yep. As I've said that. No actual lineup. No, you know, it depends on how safely if he's at 410, he's not going to drop 10 points in one day. But if he's at 399.99, technically hitting 400, it's up to you. Runner on first is McRae. White drops one down. Gedman goes to second, and they get the slower McRae. The throw to first not in time, so just like before, fielder's choice. 2-6, 1 out for Balbonio. Steve at 245, 21 homers and 64 RBI. So yeah, you know, but your replay, your rules. For me, I think it would depend on A, who he was facing, what's the situation for the Royals. If you have injuries turned on, you don't want those do carry over. You don't want to lose Brett for that at the end of the season if a team. He's got Howard chiming in. There's a fly ball to left. Rice will come in, and Jim will make the catch. That's true. John says it's a great story either way. If you play him and he goes over and finishes at 399, he's still got a great story. Absolutely. The Brett family may send you some hate mail. Pat Sheridan at 285, 2 homers and 24 RBI. 2 out, bottom of the second. Pitch to Pat. There's a ground ball to third. Boggs goes to first. to get Sheridan, and that retires the side. Royals get a hit and leave a runner on. No runs, a hit, no errors. After 2, 1-0 Sox. So it'll be the top of the order for Boston here in the third. Evans 0 for 1. Lee Brandt opening 9 on 37 pitches. 2 innings, 2 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. I'm assuming, Todd, that the computer generated your schedule, right? Popped up. Right side. Balbonio in the foul territory by the tarp to make the catch. 1 out. Right. This guy Howard brings up the other point. In real life, if the team had clinched and was resting guys, do you adjust the lineup if the replay team needs to win? I haven't done that in my 3. Now, granted, the teams that were finishing near the top did anyway. I don't jiggle lineups. Or I haven't anyway. And I don't think it's cost a team yet. And I think if you do that, then you got to make sure that you do it for every game they play in that last week. With George Brett's luck, he would probably stub his toe and miss that game and finish above 400. Kind of like what we were talking about a couple weeks ago with Willie McGee winning the National League batting title for St. Louis after he'd been traded to Oakland. Boggs, by the way, singled to score. He's 1 for 1. Wade punches that up the middle. White corrals it by the bag over to first for the out. So 2 out for Buckner, who's 0 for 1. That's a good dilemma, though, to think about. Buckner punches that into left. That's going to get down in front of Smith, and Billy's got himself a single. So that is the 3rd hit for the Red Sox. Here's Rice. Jim singled and drove home his 76th run of the year in the first. Pitch, throw to first. Buckner not going anywhere. So 2 out. Now he'll deal to Rice. Jim swings, ground ball, base hit past White. Over the bag, Buckner is going to... I guess we're going to try and run him. Wilson's got it. Buckner's going to try for 3rd. I'm not going to... It's going to be close, and they got him. So 86 is not 100%, and the Red Sox run themselves out of the inning. They do get a couple of hits and leave a runner on. Bottom 3, 1-0 Boston. Todd B remembers Reggie Jackson sitting the last day of the season so he could hit 300. I wonder if that was a clause in his contract. Here's Sundberg. Jim is at 218, 10 homers, and 37 RBI. Only Reggie would sit so he could hit 300. Boyd starts the inning with a ground ball to Gutierrez. Jackie across the way. Beat it out. So Sundberg gets an infield hit. Muska Mouseketeer. And that'll bring up Onyx Concepcion at 177. 3 homers and 19 RBI. Buckner and Boggs play for the bunt. Nobody out, bottom of the 3rd. Concepcion swings. Boyd reflects throw to first. Concepcion retired, and Sundberg goes to 2nd. So 1 out for Willie Wilson, who's 0 for 1. Wilkin opening 9, an economical 33 pitches. 2 in the 3rd innings, 2 hits. And that's it. So Sundberg on 2nd, Wilson at the plate. 1 out, bottom of the 3rd. On a warm, windless day at Royal Stadium. Pitch to Willie. Struck him out. Got him on a 2-2 looking on the outside half. So 2 out for Lonnie Smith, who's 0 for 1. Ground ball to short. Gutierrez across the way. And this time Lonnie is retired. So the Royals strand a runner. No runs, a hit, no errors. Go to the fourth. 1-0 Boston. So it'll be Armas, Gedman, and Barrett. Tony is 0 for 1. Leibrandt starts the fifth. Chopper up the middle. Concepcion on the dirt. Throws to first. 1 out. Rich Gedman, by the way, with a 6-game hitting streak. I'm sure Rich is thrilled to be hitting against a lefty. Right field. 2 out. Here's Marty. He walked his first time up. There's a ground ball right side, base hit. So Barrett reaches with a 2-out single. Now bring up Steve Lyons, who is 0 for 1. Remember, he reached on the fielder's choice when the bunt didn't work. So 229, 2 homers, and 18 RBI overall. Leibrandt deals, Lyons swings, ground ball to third. Brett's got choices. He's going to first, and Lyons is out on a bang-banger. Brett threw a strike, and that will retire the side. No runs, no 1 hit, no errors. Bottom of the fourth here in Kansas City. The Red Sox 1, the Royals 0. So here are the standings on this Sunday, August 4th. The Dodgers 14 up on Houston and Cincinnati. San Diego, by the way, has a positive run differential. 19 games out of first place, but they have a positive run differential. In the East, Montreal has cut the St. Louis lead to 9.5. I don't think St. Louis has anything to worry about. The Mets are a 500 club. In the American League West, Kansas City has opened up a 7-game bulge over Oakland. They've won 3 straight. California has lost 3 straight. They're 8 back. And in the East, the Red Sox, I don't see them hanging on here much longer. They are 60-43. They are tied with the Blue Jays. Well, the Red Sox are ahead by 2 percentage points. Then the Yankees, the Tigers, and the Orioles. So really a 5-team race in the American League East. George Brett is 0 for 1. Boyd starts the fourth with a ground ball to third. Boggs goes to Buckner. And Brett is out. So a bang-banger there. So 1 out for McRae. Hal has a single. Saw this on Delphi the other day. If you could spend 1 hour with any sports figure through time, who would it be? Oh, wow, that's a good question. Yep, Mr. Howard, the Dodgers recovered from their faux pas doubleheader sweep last week. They still have the largest lead in all of baseball at 14 games. 1 hour with any sports figure through time. Pitch to McRae. There's a line drive to third. Wade Boggs is there. We know that for Todd B, it would be George Hendrick. 2 out for White. Frank is 0 for 1. There's a line drive past Barrett into center field. So White's on with a 2-out single. Here's Steve Balbonio 0 for 1. You know what? I'm going to go with Vin Scully. I think just because he could tell stories and, you know, if it was a confidential conversation, just to hear what he'd have to say about other people. I mean, he's best known for being, with the Dodgers, but the years at NBC. He got to cover the Masters at CBS for a while. Of course, his last football game was The Catch. If I had to pick an athlete, pitch to Balboni. There's a little hopper off the mound. Barrett goes to the bag himself to get White, and that's it. Well, that's all they needed. So no runs, a hit, no errors. After 4, Red Sox 1, Royals nothing. So Gutierrez, Evans, and Boggs to face Liebrand. I'd be torn. If it was just to talk sports, I would say Jack Nicklaus. Just because you held me to 1, and I do love golf. But if I could talk about sports and life with anybody, if it was kind of a hybrid conversation, I'd say Bill Russell. So what are you guys saying? If you could spend 1 hour with any sports figure, who would it be? Tribe fan would want to see Keith Jackson. That's also a good one. And ask him how many times he wanted to mute Howard Cosell's mic in the 1977 World Series. Seaver and Cosell, we'll get to that in a second. Pitch to Gutierrez, who's 0 for 1. Ground ball to Concepcion. Onyx on the dirt. Throws to first for the out. Cosell stepped all over Jackson's call of Chris Chambliss's walk-off homer in the 76 ALCS. And wouldn't shut up in the 77 series, including the night that Reggie smacked 3 home runs. A Steeler fan would be difficult not to choose Art Donovan. Now that's interesting because he's a Colt, and your screen name is Steeler fan. Here's Dwight Evans. He's 0 for 2. Lee Brandt opening 18 on 69 pitches, 4 in the 3rd innings, 5 hits, a walk and a strikeout. Yep, so flippin' annoying to hear him say, "It's gone!" before the home run call was finished. Oh, I bet D. Scott Howard got to spend an hour in a hotel bar with Kurt Gowdy. Kurt, the cowboy, was great. Pitch to Evans. Dewey hits a ground ball to second. White over to Balbonio for the out. 2 out for Wade Boggs. Wade 1 for 2. I got to interview Buster Olney twice. That'd be one I would love to spend an hour with. Boggs has a single and scored the lone run in the game in the first. Art was such a character, Steeler fan says. It'd be amazing to hear his stories. Yeah. Kurt was on his way to Alaska and stopped over in Seattle. Of course, that would have been in the 90s. That would have been after the American Sportsman was done. Pitch to Boggs. There's a base hit in the left field. He goes the opposite way, and Lonnie will throw it back in. So a 2-out single for Buckner, who's 1 for 2. Grantland Rice is an interesting choice. Curious that most of us have said media people. Pitch to Buckner. There's a base hit in the left field, so he takes him the opposite way as well. And Lonnie Smith will pick it up. Boggs will hold it second, right? Oh, Boggs going to third. The throw goes in the infield. So runners on the corners, 2 out for Rice, who was singled twice. He's 2 for 2. Tim Kirkshin might be... I talked to Tim Kirkshin once as well. And that was the most boilerplate, boring interview I've ever done. And I liked him. But, it's just the same stuff. Jason Stark? Yeah. Sundberg and Liebrandt go out to have a word. Grantland Rice would have some stories for sure. Pitch to Jim Rice is a liner in the right field. That's going to drop in front of Sheridan. Boggs will score to make it 2-0. Buckner is going to go to third. Now, Buckner's already been thrown out once. He won't be thrown out again as the throw is cut off. So 2-0 Boston now. 2 out in the 5th. Tony Armas is 0 for 2. So runners on the corners. Jason Stark comes across as a very nice guy. Buster Olney grew up in Vermont, so one of the things we talked about off air was the fact that his brother was on the garbage commission or something like the planning commission for Woodstock. Dizzy Dean would be good, Mr. Howard says. He slowed into third. Pitch to Armas. There's a liner into left, and Lieberman getting a rock. That's going to drop in front of Lonnie Smith. Buckner scores, and it's 3-0 Boston. Rice goes to third. So the Red Sox are not playing station-to-station baseball. Here's Gedman. Rich is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. The lone strikeout for Lieberman. So at one point along the way, Bobby mentions Bob Costas. It's interesting. There's only been one athlete mentioned. Bob Costas turned 70 this year. So, not realizing in the boardroom of the Columbia Broadcasting System that CBS's Game of the Week was not televised in markets in the 50s that had major league teams. So no New York, no Boston, no Philadelphia and all that. They were watching Dizzy call something. It may be some sort of local broadcast or whatever. And they're wondering about the World Series and whether CBS would bid on a World Series and that. And so they're listening to Dizzy, and he's just, tearing the heart out of the English language. Gedman 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And the executives listening to that going, you imagine if he called games in our network? Well, the poor lackeys in the room didn't have the heart to tell him that in Peoria. Dizzy Dean is on every Saturday on the Columbia Broadcasting System. Pitch to Gedman. Rich hits a ground ball to short. Concepcion goes to White for the force, and that retires the side. Red Sox get a couple here on 4 hits and no errors. They've left on 6 or halfway home on a Tuesday. Red Sox 3, Royals nothing. Join us later. Here's how he got here, and yep, we got the tiny print screen today. Don't ask me why. Jim Rice singled in the first for the Red Sox. Single on Wayne Boggs to make it 1-0 Boston. In the fifth, they sent 7 to the plate and scored 2 on 4 hits. Again, Rice singled home Boggs to make it 2-0. Tony Armas singled home Bill Buckner to make it 3-0. Jim Ed 3 for 3 with 2 RBI. Ocam Boyd, a 3-hitter through 4 with 1 strikeout. Charlie Lieberman been hit hard, 9 hits through 5, 3 runs, 2 earned. A walk and a strikeout. Sheridan, by the way, is 0 for 1. Todd B says, it'd be hard not to choose Ruth, that'd be Babe, plus an hour and lots of cold beer and hot dogs. Yeah. Bobby and the 2 Bobbies would play Stratomatic together. Steeler fan, if I had to choose someone who wasn't an athlete, he'd go with Art Rooney Sr. Now, that would be an interesting hour. I thought that's where you were going to go with that. Both of my choices are named Art, and Bobby also says as far as a player, it would be Nicholas or Palmer. I'm not sure Palmer would ever be completely honest, though. Not that Arnie wasn't, but pitch to Sheridan. Got him. So that's the second for Boyd. A 2-2 fastball in there at the knees. 1 out for Sundberg, who has got himself a single. Speaking of Cosell, I'm surprised no one said Frank Gifford. But what a story he is. Mr. Howard says, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I might choose Bill Walton. Yeah, I bet you would. For non-sports reasons. You think Walton was the one that came up with a slogan for Skittles to taste the rainbow? Just saying. Sundberg's got himself a single, and now he strikes out as Boyd got him on a 2-2 fastball right down Broadway. So we got a good morning and a good night from Dennis, and here's Onyx Concepcion, who's 0 for 1. To second, Barrett by the bag over to first for the out, and that will retire the side. Royals go in order, go to the 6th, 3-0 Boston. So Barrett, Lyons, and Gutierrez. Marty has singled and walked. 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Red Sox. They've left on 6. The Royals, no runs, 3 hits, an error, and they've left on 3. There's a ground ball to White. Frank, the front of the bag, throws to first for the out. So 1 out for Lyons is 0 for 2. Bill Lee and Bill Walton are in that same category. That's why I would have chosen Bill Russell. Wilt Chamberlain, wouldn't you just feel jealous after that, Albert? Chamberlain would be good. Popped up. Wilson moves over, makes the catch, 2 out. For Gutierrez, Jackie's 0 for 2. Bill and Mr. Howard have been on to a few dead shows together, but he's usually on stage. Have you gone to see Fish? Pitch to Gutierrez. Jackie swings a ground ball to third. Brett. And that will retire the side as Balbonio keeps his foot on the bag. No runs, no hits, no errors. A clean 6. We go to the bottom of the inning. 3-0 Boston. Jan Stevenson in her prime. No golf talk needed. I might take 5 minutes to ask Nancy Lopez what the hell she saw in Ray Knight. By the way, Ray lost one of his children recently, and so did Steve Sachs in a military accident. Willie Wilson, by the way, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. D. Scott Howard says, I haven't seen Fish, but I have a buddy that follows them around. Of course, they're here from Burlington. Boyd is opening 18 on 69 pitches, 5 innings, 3 hits, and 3 strikeouts. An hour in an arcade with Dennis Rodman would be fun. Also get his thoughts on being mentioned as an alien at the end of Will Smith. You could also ask him about Kim Jong-un. Pitch to Wilson. There's a fly ball left center. Lyons comes in, rides the Schwinn, makes the catch. 1 out for Lonnie Smith. Lonnie is 0 for 2. Got a couple Fish stories for you. Pitch from Boyd. Lonnie hits a ground ball to third. Boggs corrals it over to first. 2 out. The coffee shop that my wife and I go to pretty much on a daily basis. The owners are in their, Tom and Lisa, and I forget their last name, are in their late 30s. And they do a wonderful job. It's a very communal type community atmosphere there. And they are such Fish fans, Mr. Howard. You'll get a kick out of this. That they have the Formica counter by the sink, so you can, wash, dump stuff out in the sink with your coffee and all that is done. George Brett, by the way, is 0 for 2. That somehow, you know how there's like a different kind of a vein type feel to Formica? Just kind of random patterns or whatever. You think it's made somewhere in God knows where. Pitch to Brett. George into left field. Rice going back. Jim is there, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 7th, 3-0 Boston. Well, somehow on their counter by the sink, they have the word Fish, P-H-I-S-H, engraved in the Formica. It's part of it. Now, that's dedication to a band. So I think they go follow them around every summer. Dwight Evans, by the way, is 0 for 3. Lee Brandt, 98 pitches. 6 innings, 9 hits. 2 of the 3 runs are earned, a walk and a strikeout. You guys test me every day how much I can do storytelling and baseball playing at the same time. I'm going to have to look up Miss Stevenson. Mr. Howard saw her at a few tournaments. She missed a putt one afternoon and exclaimed, "Eat me." Okay, I got to see what I'm missing there. My best friend in high school was a cousin of Pat Bradley's. Pitch to Dewey. He walked him to start the 7th. So Lee Brandt, full count fastball missed outside. So 1 out for Boggs. Wade has singled twice and scored twice. He's 2 for 3. Now has scored 88 runs on the year. Pitch to Wade. There's a chopper. Lee Brandt can't handle it, so everybody's safe. Lee Brandt, I think, was looking to get Evans at second. When he went to grab it, he didn't have it, and Boggs, who actually does have decent speed, was 3/4 of the way down the line, and so Charlie didn't have anybody. So that's a second error for the Royals, and that'll bring up Buckner, who is 2 for 3. Bill has singled twice and scored. So 1,000 years ago, I can tell this because there's nobody out, Lee Brandt's pitch, Buckner hits a chopper, might be 2 here. Concepcion only has a play at first, and Buckner is safe. Everybody's safe. Bill Buckner beat that out. So even on the turf, it wasn't right for Concepcion, and the Red Sox have him loaded, nobody out. So here's Rice. He already has 2 RBI today, 77 on the year. He's 3 for 3. And even if he does do what you're thinking he's going to do, it's still going to be 4-0 Boston. Pitch from Lee Brandt. Base hit left side. Evans will score. Boggs will hold at third. Concepcion is hurting the Royals big time. And as you see, for Rice, that's his 4th hit and 3rd RBI. It's 4-0 Boston. I want this in the record books, that I actually played the Red Sox and might have even won with them. Just saying. So here's Armas. Tony 1 for 3. He's got himself an RBI as well as 52nd. He has a grand slam on the replay. Lee Brandt from the stretch. Ground ball to White. Should be 2. Great play from White. Concepcion for 1. Balbonio for 2. So there's your 4-6-3. Boggs will score. And it's now 5-0 Boston with 2 out. And here's Gedman, who's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. So the Red Sox have cracked this one open here in the 7th. Pitch to Gedman. Got him. Stretch time, 5-0 Boston. So McRae, White, and Balboni to face Boyd here in the 7th. Oilcan throwing a 3-hitter. Hal 1 for 2 with a single. So my freshman year at Linden State College, a place that no longer exists by that name, they had a little indie garage band that was playing in the cafeteria of all places for freshman orientation. Pitch to McRae. Hal hits a line drive to Gutierrez. Jackie snares it for the first out. And not really knowing anyone there. And so I asked, well, what kind of music do they play? Here's White. Frank is 1 for 2. And they said, well, you know, it's kind of like the Grateful Dead. Well, I was extremely not interested at that point, much to the disappointment of D. Scott Howard, I'm sure. And so I didn't go. And I kick myself for that now, not because I like that music. I really don't. But it was my one chance to see Phish before Phish became big. And they started, by the way, at the University of Vermont, just up the hill from me. So, there you go. I've told that story before, and I console myself every once in a while with a pint of Ben & Jerry's fish food. Pitch to White. He draws the walk. So the Royals have a one-out base runner for Balbonio. A 3-1 fastball mistimed inside. Steve has not struck out yet today. He's got time. He is 0 for 2. Thanks, Todd. Thanks, Todd. Ring, ring, ring. Hello. Bullpen coach for Coach Juckett. Bob Stanley. I'm here and ready, Coach. Won't let you down. Love you too, Todd. Pitch to Balbonio. Here's a line drive, extra bases in left field. Rice will go fish it out. White's going to go to third. Boggs should have had it. Will right round third. No, he won't. But for Balbonio, that's his 26th double of the year. So here's Sheridan. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Pitch count-wise, Mr. Boyd can go for a while. Todd B. thinks he's funny. I should get a hold of George Hendrick's agent. You think we could do an episode of Digital Dice with him? And would Todd B. listen? Pitch to Sheridan. There's a pop-up. That should score White, and that's about it. Lyons moves over, and the left center makes the catch. White will tag, and Lyons will just throw it back in the infield, and the shutout's gone, 5-1. So here's Sundberg. Jim 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. Concepcion. People left after that, Todd. Jeez. Sundberg swings. Ground ball past Barrett. Balbonio will round third. Lyons will do what? He is going to just throw it in the infield, and it's 5-2. So the Royals have clawed 2 of those runs back. Here's Concepcion. Onyx is 0 for 2. As I look dangerously down to the Red Sox bullpen and see Bob Stanley starting to warm. George Orta is going to pinch hit. Remember, I'm doing the Sox, the computer, the Royals. Orta at 266, no homers, 29 RBI. As a pinch hitter, he's hitting 222. Sundberg on first. Gets away from Gedman, and Sundberg goes to second. So a 1-1 count now on the wild pitch. Okay, getting a bit unnerved out there. Hey, it's Hood Ice Cream Day. It's 92 degrees here in Kansas City, or Independence, Missouri, rather. Jamie, why? Why, Jamie? Orta swings into center field. Lyons should and will get it, and that will retire the side. Mike Lacoste coming in to pitch for Charlie Leibrandt. 2 runs, 2 hits, and no errors. We go to the 8th, 5-2 Boston. And for the record, Jamie said, gets away from Gedman. That might be said in 1986. Yes, I remember it well. Here's Mike Lacoste making his last appearance. In fact, I don't know if he's traded or not, but he does not survive the strike in Kansas City. Making his 3rd appearance against the Red Sox, 2/3 of an inning and a save. He last pitched against the Tigers on the 31st. A 5-4 win, 2 innings, 33 pitches, 3 hits, a walk and 2 strikeouts. The win was not given to Lacoste, by the way. 27 and a third innings for Lacoste. 32 hits, 17 runs, 14 earned. The home run came against the White Sox. Oh, the Giants? He ended up with the Giants. Okay. 14 walks, 23 strikeouts. A record with the Royals of 1-1, with a save and an earned run average of 461. Gedman blames him, and some of the players blame Gedman's inability to go to his right. I blame McNamara. Pure and simple. Marty Barrett, 1 for 2. Marty has a single and a walk. So Lacoste can go the rest of the way, you would think. 5-2 Boston here in the 8th. Barrett into left field. Lonnie Smith running a long way, and that is foul. Somebody from Kansas City, Kansas made that catch. Greg Pryor, by the way, comes in at short. He will, look at the right column, run about 9th, and is a 4 with a 900 fielding percentage. That's not good. Marty Barrett has a 2-2 count against him. In the right center, Wilson, 1 out. Brings up Lyons. Steve is 0 for 3. Popped up, right side. Balbonio will make the catch, 2 out here in the 8th. Here's Gutierrez. Jackie is 0 for 3. Lacoste steals. And there's a chopper to third. Brett's there. Over to first, and that will retire the side. Red Sox go in order in the 8th. Oil Can stays up to start the inning. We go to the bottom of the frame. 5-2 Boston. So 27 batters deep for Oil Can. 106 pitches, 7 innings, 5 hits. Both the runs are earned. He's walked 1 and struck out 3. Willie Wilson is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. We forgave the Mets in 2004. And I think Keith Hernandez is one of the funniest people to do baseball. Boyd starts the inning with a ground ball to Gutierrez. Jackie throw to first. 1 out. Brings up Lonnie Smith, who's 0 for 3. That's a base hit in the center field. Or not. Lyons will make the catch. I thought that was going to fall in front of Steve, but there's no wind and there's 2 out for George Brett, who is 0 for 3. So Boyd has done quite well against this tough raw lineup. Gedman was never the same player after 86. There might have been other factors, and Todd, you're a jerk. It's a safe situation. I got this. Yeah, thanks. Getting back to Gedman, a lot of people forget that he and Clemens didn't sign their contracts after the 86 season. I don't know if they were limited free agents or not. And so once spring training began, that particular year, probably something that came out of this collective bargaining agreement that will be made later in the week, that they could not sign with their team until May 1st. So Clemens did not start the 87 season. Bob Stanley started on opening day against Milwaukee. And Gedman didn't start opening day with the Red Sox. He had to wait till May 1st as well. And I'm sure when you get to that situation, pitch to Brett, by the way, there's a base hit in the right center field, so we'll watch Boyd now. Evans picks it up. So a 2-out single, only the 6th hit for the Royals. Brings up McRae. Howell 1 for 3. You know, and I wonder if Nelson Cruz didn't seem to be bothered by this as much. Throw to first. Brett is back. That what you play for in sports is to win championships. And knowing that you have it, and knowing that you're a direct part of every at-bat and every pitch. McRae got him. He swung on and missed, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. The Royals leave on a runner. We go to the 9th, 5-2. Boston. So it'll be Evans, Boggs, and Buckner. Dewey is 0 for 3. He has walked and scored. You just kind of wonder, because of how Game 6 ended, whether that just got in Gedman's head. You play for this all your life, and you watch it slip away. I bring up Nelson Cruz because of what happened to him twice in Game 6 of the 11 World Series. And I'm not sure that Brad Lidge ever recovered from that monster home run that Albert Pujols smashed off him in Game 5 of the 05 NLCS. Pitch to Evans. Ground ball to third. Brett to Balbonio, 1 out. And, of course, there's the known, we've talked about Donnie Moore. There's no need to rehash it. But in all seriousness, Carl and Jamie, or Bobby and Jamie, don't you think that would have something to do with it? Boggs is 2 for 4. Wade is singled twice and scored 3 times today. Driven in by 1, Jim Rice. Boggs walks. So a good day for Wade. Full count fastball at 99, missed inside. It wouldn't have gotten that way if Schiraldi got the 3rd strike. Yeah, no, that's true. It was the first time that the Sox were 1 strike away. Pitch to Buckner. Walked him. So 1st and 2nd, and 1 out for Rice, who's had himself a day. He has singled 4 times and now has 78 RBI in a year. I try not to think about that night all that often. Pitch to Rice. There's a fly ball to right. Sheridan coming in. That should be an out, and it is. Boggs will tag. Sheridan, by the way, made a diving stop on the turf for the 2nd out. So that was a blooper by Rice that Sheridan corralled. 2 out for Armas. Tony 1 for 4, a single, an RBI, and a grounded into double play. Okay. I didn't really follow the National League that much, but 48 for 48 and 2008 for Lidge is a pretty good recovery in 2008. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But you know where I was going with that. Sundberg and Lacoste. Armas. Long drive, left field, and it's now 8-2. So Armas puts that one in the fountain. And I could even bring in Bob Stanley and be Bob Stanley at this point. So that'll do it for Lacoste. They're going to bring in Quizzenberry. It's his 17th. '86 series of the dealings with the contract in '87. I'm sure both had an impact. Gedman was one of the players that won the collusion case from that year. As you see, Armas put that one back in the fountain. Yep. From all accounts, Gedman's a pretty good guy. His daughter, I believe, is an Olympic hockey player. Dan Quizzenberry, and this speaking of working out well for Gedman with a righty coming in, 39th appearance on the year, 6-6 with 20 saves, and an earned run average of .325. Dan is 32 years old, ground ball pitcher plus fastball pitcher at 83. 7th appearance against the Red Sox, 7 hits, 7 innings, 3 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, a strikeout. He is 2-0 against Boston with 2 saves. Pitched last night and got the win in a 5-4 Kansas City victory. 29 pitches, 2 innings, 2 hits, a run. It was earned. So overall, 61 innings, 76 hits, 24 runs, 22 of them earned, 3 homers. He walked 8 and struck out 28. Lidge was the closer in Philly in '08, right? The year they won the World Series. Gedman is 0 for 4. And he slaps that one up the box. White will throw to first for the out. So that'll do it. The Red Sox get 3 on a shot by Tony Armas, who's driven in 4. Jeez, I'm crow. 8-2 Boston, bottom 9. Todd, send the golf cart for me. I'm not sure where the mound is. The ABC banner, by the way, is trying to jump off the wall at me, too, if you care. So, Boyd will start the inning with a 6-run lead. White, 1 for 2. Dennis is going to get a runner here. He's got a single, Frank does, a walk, and a run scored. Boyd starts the 9th with a pop-up. Barrett, 1 out. Balbonio 1 for 3. Steve's got himself a double and a run scored. Boyd winds and deals. Ground ball to Buckner. Hold your breath. Over. And he can't get there. He picked it up, but he's too slow. And Balbonio, of all people, has an infield hit. And that'll bring up Sheridan. They tried that with the golf cart again because it's all battery powered. I think the Nats tried that. Yeah, it'll probably be Stanley and not Mark Clear. So Boyd will get Sheridan. The odds are in Dennis's favor. Pat is 0 for 2 with an RBI and a strikeout. So 1 out, 8-2 Boston here in the 9th. Gedman and Boyd have a word, and that word is Strohs. Sheridan hits a ground ball. Might be the ball. No, it's only going to go to Buckner for 1, so they'll give Balboni second. Sheridan is retired, 2 out for Jim Sundberg. And so Sundberg is 2 for 3. It's a 6-run game, so Boyd's going to get him. He has singled twice, struck out, and driven in run number 38. Boyd deals, last chance saloon, not necessarily it. Single to right. Balboni will do what? Is he going to run on Evans? He is, and Evans is just going to throw it in. So it's 8-3. McNamara comes out. You're going to get Bruce Keeson. How's that? Keeson done with his starts of the year. 5-3 with a save and a 2.80 ERA. 35 years old. Sweetie is a fastball pitcher at 86 and the standard pitcher. Last pitched against the Mariners on July 27th. It's got a save even. In a 5-4 win inning in the third, 30 pitches, 1 hit and 2 walks. So overall, Keeson at 70 2/3, 69 hits, 23 runs, 22 earned, 7 homers, 30 walks, 45 strikeouts. So Sundberg on first, Pryor at 204, a homer and 6 RBI. So Keeson trying to slam the door in an 8-3 game. Ground ball to Buckner, and that's the ball game. So Keeson faces 1 batter, and the Red Sox win an easy one here, 8-3. 8 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Red Sox. They left on 7. Kansas City, 3 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, and they leave on 6. It's going to be Tony Armas and his 4 RBI. That's going to be your player of the game. And Oil Can Boyd, a 15-game winner in 85, 8 2/3, 8 hits, 3 runs all earned, a walk and 4 strikeouts. Charlie Lieberant, his defense let him down. He only allowed 2 earned runs in the 7, but the 11 hits, Lacoste and Quizzenberry slam the door. So the Red Sox go up a half a game on Toronto, depending on what the Blue Jays do in about 10 seconds. Kansas City's lead over Oakland shrinks to 6.5. And so the rest of the day in baseball coming at you is 4th day of August. We'll start with the Blue Jays score. Toronto, Dave Steve throws a 3-hitter. He goes to 16-5. They shut out Texas 6-0. Charlie Huff falls to 14-8. Lloyd Mosby, 3 for 5, 3 RBI, and a triple. So the Blue Jays and Red Sox remain statistically tied. The Giants beat the Braves. I gotta flip back here. The Giants beat the Braves 4-2. Vida Blue gets the win. He goes to 3-5. Pascual Perez 1-4 with a loss. Terry Harper 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. Doubleheader at Tiger Stadium. Jack Morris beats the Brewers 7-5. He goes to 9-12. Teddy Aguirre falls to 9-8. Kirk Gibson 3 for 4. His 13th of the year and drives in 2. In game 2, it's a sweep. Tigers beat the Brewers 5-1, so a happy day for Ernie Harwell and Paul Carey. 5-1 to score. Scherr goes to 3-2. Ray Burris falls to 4-10. Dave's buddy Chet Lemon 2 for 3 with 3 RBI and a triple. Pittsburgh beats Montreal 4-2. Rick Rhoden goes to 7-10. Bill Gullickson falls to 7-5. Joe Orsulak 3 for 4, a double and a stolen base. Dodgers beat the Reds 7-3. Fernando Valenzuela 14-7. John Franco 2-4 now. Dave Parker 3 for 4 with 2 doubles. Tom Seaver did not win on Tom Seaver Day in New York. 8-6 the Yankees win. Brian Fisher goes to 4-1. Wehrmeister 0-1. Ricky Henderson spoiled it. 3 for 4, 2 RBI and a double. Orioles beat the Indians 6-3. Mike Flanagan 2-2. Neil Heaton, where your value is guaranteed, falls to 5-13. Young 2 for 4, 2 RBI and a triple. The Phillies, Woolworth, the Cardinals 10-5. Kevin Gross 5-5. Joaquin Andujar falls to 14-9. The lead is still 9.5, by the way. Juan Samuel 2 homers in that game. He now has 10. He drove in 5 and went 4 for 5. Mets beat the Cubs 10-3. Doc Gooden goes to 14-6. Ray Fontenot goes to 3-5. George Foster, his 19th of the year, drives in 3, 4 for 4. Oakland 17 hits. Seattle 16 hits. Oakland 15, Seattle 9. Don Sutton 11-8. Matt Young falls to 8-12. Davis 3 for 5, his 7th of the year, drives in 4. California shuts down Minnesota 6-3. John Candelaria, his first win as an Angel. Frank Viola falls to 7-11. And Donnie Moore lands his 24th save. And last but not least, the Astros beat the Padres 3-2. San Diego moving on to Cincinnati. Scott 11-9. Dravecki 5-12. And Dave Smith his 20th save. All right. So tomorrow, 11:30, it's Toronto. Baltimore and Toronto in the post-strike doubleheader. So 11:30 for that. 2 big ones at Exhibition Stadium. And then the Thursday game will be Pittsburgh and Montreal, because we do need to do some National League Baseball. And the swing game will be the Yankees and the Red Sox. So that's what we got for you. Blue Jays and Orioles for 18 innings plus tomorrow. Until then, I'm Ron Juckett. We'll talk to you the next time. So long, everybody.